Tana, it's so messed up of you to have not bothered to dress up for Halloween today when I went to such great lengths to dress up as square-headed kids TV presenter with a clown fetish. That was the joke, that's all I had.
Do you have a clown fetish?
No.
But everything is possible on Halloween.
You had such earnest curiosity about that.
Well, it's all the rage right now. There's lots of clown people out there.
What about me makes you think that I give off clown fetish energy?
Well, I think...
Not shaming clown fetishists.
I think it's all the clown clothing.
Oh, just because I wear clowns on my shirts and embody clowns as much as possible in my dress and style.
People are always giving us the clown emoji.
Speaking of which, guys, our new Claymation podcast has been shadow banned by YouTube. YouTube is suppressing the Clayverse. Please go watch our new pod.
We think it might have to do with A, the Illuminati, B, the Freemasons, or C, the Cornucopia Guild of America.
Yeah, and always
They design all the wicker baskets, and they're a very powerful elite group. You wouldn't know it, but that's the perfect place to lurk in the shadows.
And this would never have happened under Susan's watch.
The CEO.
Replacing YouTube CEO was disastrous for the Clayverse. We've all suffered greatly.
Well, I just gotta say...
Family, not a gang. Sorry.
It's rude of you to assume that I did not come dressed up for Halloween.
Okay, what are you?
When, in fact, I am Bam Bam from the Flintstones, all grown up.
I'm so sorry.
To become the Tiger King.
I'm genuinely really sorry. It's so obvious,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't have thought that you wouldn't dress up for Halloween.
Everyone was sitting here being like, duh, we knew that right when you walked in.
Yeah.
I knew you were Bam Bam when you walked in.
All right, we haven't made a YouTube video in ages.
It feels like we haven't done this in years.
Because of the world's first Claymation mental health podcast that we were busy
Oh my gosh,
conceiving.
it's been such a ride.
It has been a wild 3,000 view ride, you guys.
But we are gonna fight that shadow ban. We're taking this all the way to the top. We're gonna get Joe Biden in this.
Yeah. Joe Biden's silence on the shadow banning of our Claymation mental health podcast.
It
Deafening.
speaks volumes.
Right, well, we're consuming Christian content today because once again, I find videos, I'm like, Tana, I need you to watch these with me because it's a lot to hold all in one, and I send Tana 60,000 TikToks to watch a week, so he never watches them. So, are you ready?
And you guys say I don't have a job.
Mom, are you ready for what I think is the best Christian movie scene of all time?
Yes. Do we know the name of the movie
Yes.
just off the bat?
The name of the movie is...
Christian cinema is a tragic place.
Or A Marvelous Wonderland.
Or depending on how you look at it. I mean, VeggieTales slaps. That's just a given. But I saw God Is Not Dead 2
You always talk about God Is Not Dead 2.
Because it was my
video.
brush with evangelical, and okay, well then Facing the Giants was the other one that I saw. How about that?
Just so you know,
evangelical movies
I'm not
have you seen?
disrespecting it. I think it's cool to bring things up every single video. That's how you develop 1,000 loyal fans.
The worst movie I had ever seen, even as a full-blown believer. I was like, ooh, I don't think that's it.
The movie is called Best Friends Recycled. Okay, let's think about where we're going to put the TikTok on the screen. Should we set... Oh my god, in our professional era.
This is how Christian movies think you should react when you find out your partner is not a virgin.
I think I need to tell you something that's not gonna be funny at all.
Well, you better tell me quick. My imagination's starting to run wild and the suspense is building in my head.
Why is he giving Jack Whalen so hard? You better tell me quick. I'm imagining all kinds of clown stuff.
But just with no tension building. I'm like, what is her life? And this is her climactic moment. Just being like, wow, this really is taking a turn here. And I can't imagine anything more riveting.
Felt more dysregulated.
A little over a year ago.
Sorry, can I just get a short of just this?
He's remembering. He's remembering the time that he was de-virginized.
Some time
Good for
ago,
him.
he's got his University of Nebraska. He's like, one day when I was
That's where it happened.
Shucking honey, I've had my corn shucked.
This is a lesson about going to the University of Nebraska.
Yes.
When you should be going to... What's that one that all the Christians
My cob got
PragerU.
dekerneled.
No, that's not a real
PragerU. Yeah, no, that's
That's
great.
not the one.
They go to Jordan Peterson University or whatever.
Is that a thing that's about to happen?
It's about to happen.
Oh my God.
He's like, it's unaccredited, so that means we can take in anybody who sends us enough money.
Imagine
Like,
if we did a GoFundMe for that and it's like we go to Jordan Peterson University, we do the full course. See what happens.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
A little over a year ago,
This is what.
Oh, it was a little over a year ago. So this presumably
Whoa.
74-year-old man at 73.
Oh, is that a man? I thought it was a
At
lesbian.
70. At 73.
70. He's just been schmanging.
That's when his hormones were the most raging, and he's like, it wasn't earlier. It was at 73.
No. He didn't sow his wild oats, and they came back to sow him.
It's an unusual
so.
age to lose your virginity when you believe you
He
shouldn't.
lost
That's all
his
I'll say.
virginity. Where did he go? Under what circumstances?
Well, we're about to find out, I think.
Oh, it's a Christian? He probably groomed someone in the youth pastor program.
Oh, God, Dana, no. It was a harlot woman.
Oh.
A Jezebel.
He went to a
I don't know.
harlot?
I'm just... I'm just saying it was probably a woman's fault
Probably.
for tempting
Foul
him.
temptress. That sigh, though.
Her thighs.
Gams all the way to Cleveland.
Ew. Okay. Be serious.
Yeah, we don't want to do any more jokes.
Be serious. This is his real life.
a little over a year ago, I got tangled up with some woman who wasn't quite as wonderful as you.
Tangled up with some woman. She's like, do you mean physically tangled, Paul? And the two-back monster?
It's giving you'll see me in hindsight tangled up with you all night.
Is that an Incubus lyric?
She seduced me and
I knew it. I knew it was going to be.
It's
I have
coming.
actually seen this before, but in my defense, I completely forgot everything that happened in it. I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a woman who seduced him.
we became sexually active. And then I found out she was just playing me for a sucker. She was making it with at least one other young guy.
Could she get any worse? Not only did she make him sexually active, she was also getting it on with a young guy.
At least one. Good for her. How old is this woman?
She just wanted him for his University of Nebraska merch.
Oh, yeah, surely
never
that
truly
stuff
loved
is
him.
coveted. What age do you think this woman is? What's her, like, demographical info?
I think-
that she's pulling both young guys and old Nebraskite virgins.
Let's say this
alike.
guy's 74. I'm just sticking with that.
Sure.
I'm going to guess that she is 55. And she's a hot 55.
Hot 55.
Yeah. Because
50
she's pulling younger guys. But
55 is the new 35 as far as I'm concerned.
that's what they've been saying. But also, we don't know if younger guy to this guy might be 55. So she also might be 65.
Yep.
Point of the matter is... Well,
She seems
I
to
don't
be
really have a point.
I haven't seen a single emotion on her face yet. Maybe it's just
Are
from
you
years
joking?
of...
Are you joking?
Oh, sorry. She does have
This
a
bitch went
perpetual...
to RADA. She is in the threshes of pain right now.
No.
You know, when in doubt, blame a woman.
Yeah.
Did he just find out that she was, like, interested in him, but also still dating, and then was like...
Yeah, I
just
think
could not
these two are
hang?
falling in love.
Thought she was just playing me for a sucker. She was making it with at least one other young guy.
No.
You know, for a lot of people, Christianity is a means of their, you know, creative expression. There's a lot of pageantry in a lot of Christian traditions. You know, the things you wouldn't allow for yourself because you're like, I'm probably a bad actor, but if I'm doing it for Jesus, then it's allowed. And that got a lot of us off to a creative start.
And I really think in the very same breath, Sandra is absolutely destroying this role. She is slaying. I mean, like, we know what she's feeling.
Oh, we do.
Like, there's not a doubt in our minds.
She's feeling the weight of the patriarchy is
Yeah.
what she's feeling, and it is
Crushing
her.
Julie, please say something.
Julie!
The silence is killing me.
How do you think she feels? She found out that you're a godforsaken hussy slore, which is a slut and a whore.
Yeah, I assumed as such.
Did you have a test for sexually transmitted diseases?
The fucking, like, power move, passive aggression of in that moment being like, have you been checked for herpes?
All of us in a fit of polyamorous jealousy have asked. I love that the whole delivery
STD.
too. Do you have the CP93 test for sexually transmitted diseases and or infections?
Especially AIDS.
No.
She's
Sorry,
like,
I didn't
don't
mean
you...
to laugh at AIDS. It's not 2002, but it was the way that she said, especially AIDS.
Well, I think she is just promoting some really more relevant now than ever, now that the straight community is actually experiencing more AIDS or HIV infections than the gay community, because the gay community experienced that and is now more proactive.
But don't you imagine this film was made in the 90s and it was just a little dig?
Yeah.
At, like, if you're a slut, you deserve to die. Not you deserve to die of AIDS, but there's something tangled up as Dirk was with 55-year-old Jessica.
And I think
Ally McBeal.
You know, I may be projecting my own homophobia onto her and onto him.
Totally.
But because AIDS is so like connected in people's minds with gayness, it's often used in like a derogatory connection. Like, I think she's insinuating that he might be a little fruity, because I was thinking the same thing.
Oh shit.
I realize lonely men get entrapped by women on the prowl, but
Lonely men get entrapped by, what was it?
By women on the prowl.
it was-
This world
I realize
is just a horror-scape where men have to lay in hiding in their homes because
Entrapment.
women are circling the streets, predizing.
Sluts in their rain boots.
They'll seduce
Kicking up all the
anyone,
puddles.
the old and middle-aged alike. They'll stop at nothing to execute their feminine wiles, to bring any follower of God into the chains of fun and pleasure.
Say you're sorry through dance.
what to do about this. But I do know this. If you do have AIDS, this relationship can
Can we maybe just move on from the AIDS? She's really focused on the AIDS.
Somebody wrote this, they all read it and were like, yeah, let's film this. I guess it is supposed to be as like shamey as possible. It's like,
Yeah.
if you have sex
Yeah.
outside of wedlock,
You will get AIDS.
you will
and
literally
it's
get
Mean
AIDS.
Girls.
It literally is
You will
Mean
get
Girls.
pregnant and die. It's giving. The Princess Diana handshake photo hasn't come out yet, at least in her little sphere of influence.
But I do know this. If you do have AIDS, this relationship can probably go no further.
Sorry, why is that? Why is that?
have
Again,
AIDS.
pre-Princess Diana handshake photo has to be.
What does that mean for those of us who...
Okay, so please correct me in the comments. But when a lot of people were dying of AIDS, people were scared to even touch them.
Yeah.
So it was a really big deal that Princess Diana, a modern princess, the first of the royal family's kind, really in many ways, was willing to shake the hand of an AIDS patient, and the photo went like so viral and did like so much for like single-handedly that photo did so much for AIDS stigma. Sorry?
A single-handedly handshake, there's a... Yeah, sorry, keep going.
I don't get it.
It's just... We can move on.
Well, if you do have AIDS,
Then this podcast
this
is over.
podcast can go no further. And also it cannot go further because we've been shadow banned.
I'm so sorry.
Does he have AIDS? I truly don't know if I even got to the end of this video. I might have just...
Oh, I want to see a whole episode of him shamefully going to a clinic to get tested, wearing like a paper bag on his head or something,
No.
wearing who's Nebraska State? He's wearing a Kansas State jersey so that people don't
And he
know.
sees
'cause they're
another
like,
Nebraska guy, and the other guy's like, I'm really disappointed in you, man. But the Planned Parenthood people teach him to be shame-free.
The problem with Planned Parenthood is you go there, and because they're all women mostly, they're all slut whore women who are trying to seduce people too. He can't risk going to a clinic because he'll just get seduced at him. A young, strapping bachelor like him with so much charisma, oh, he wouldn't last a day in this neighborhood,
No.
I'll tell you that.
There's a reason he's slaying 55-year-old parents.
I should have thought of this a long time ago.
Well, I won't argue that with you. But we can't turn back the clock now either for your decision to not tell me.
Well, that is fucked up if you're keeping that a secret
Well, does he have AIDS or not, first of all? Are we going to get an answer to that? Is it just kind of implied that he has AIDS? Because maybe he doesn't know. But he kind of acted like he was saying, like, yeah, sorry about that one. I don't think it's that they're not sleeping together. It's not a sexual health issue.
It is fucked up that he hasn't disclosed his sexual history. If they've been in a long-term meaningful relationship, I have no idea how long. Did they just meet? It's hard to know.
I think they're falling in love, but I'm like, if they're not in a sexual relation, like, do you owe it to someone to say, like, you once had sex? I don't know.
I feel like it just usually comes up.
Yeah.
It's like, tell me, because it's usually out of concern, but if you're, like, in a repressed Christian thing, we're doing that as the most...
He's not saying it because it's so shameful. Yeah. But then also, yeah, it's like, it would be no big deal in a regular relationship.
But
like, it'd be weird if someone
everything was hinged on that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this is a conversation that's happened with a lot of Christians and religious Puritan people generally.
Oh, so tearful and shameful for no reason.
Like,
he probably doesn't have AIDS, let's be real.
Probably doesn't.
Whichever, Bath and Body Works employee lady at the strip mall he happened to bump into on an off day, she cheered him up. I'm sure she doesn't have AIDS. She might. Anyone can get AIDS, but I don't know. She was only making out with the young guy.
I want to see the whole movie, his whole filthy, nasty, filthy scrape with this woman.
Yeah. I want to see the prequel.
Yeah.
How do you think I feel? Tony, I wanted this to work out as much as you did.
Oh, so she is breaking up with him.
Well, due to the AIDS.
She's saying bye-bye.
He did have sex, and now he has AIDS.
Yeah.
So that's just, you can't, what do you...
I'm glad they allowed for so much just freestyle, tearful acting in this scene.
Yeah.
Because it's important to show the full range of what these actors can do. And if it wasn't for these 10-second crying segments, we would only be getting such a limited view of that.
Love those shots. Yes. Oh, you whore.
Let me know when you find out.
Let me know when you find out about the AIDS. Everything hinges on this AIDS test.
He said it was a long time ago?
He said a year ago. At the ripe age of 73.
I think AIDS does take a while, usually, to become AIDS after HIV. Anyway.
No, he went straight to AIDS. This woman was so slutty.
The kind of woman who will give you AIDS instantly, not one of those slow burn uggos. Because that's how that works in Christian sex dynamics, I'm sure.
I'll be spending a lot of hours with the Lord.
Who does not have AIDS.
Who is my aide and not in the you're filthy way.
Bye, Tony.
Tony, you godforsaken fool. You absolute poon slaying. Oh, was it worth it?
Tony?
Wow, that was stunning. When is their Oscar? They've been shadow banned from Hollywood, from liberal Hollywood media.
I know, the fact that everyone hasn't already seen that movie, the most powerful depiction of someone revealing they have AIDS that I've ever seen.
Oh, me too. Me too.
That's the kind of subject matter that wins you an Oscar. That kind of gritty, willing to just be so raw.
It really is. I think that this is going to reverse the effect that Mick Jagger is having in the world, which is driving the kids towards sex, and this is going to
reverse Mick Jagger.
If I had seen this, I never, ever would have allowed myself to be seduced.
Especially not by a woman. All right, this is such a mishmash video. It's just a Christian check-in, but we want to read a girl-defined post that Tana texted me this morning.
And to be fair, it's one that you texted me a while ago. So
our friendship is just texting each other girl-defined things back and forth until eventually we're like, if we don't put it in a video, we won't talk about it.
But by now our girl is so defined.
She's so defined. She's defined herself into the ground. So this is her sharing comments that she really vibed with on a recent reel she did on like women and motherhood and how women should be women and men should be men. You guys know. So this is like, these comments were the shit as far as she's concerned, and she's wanting us to see them. Oh, I just accidentally scrolled to Mitt Romney and his wife being Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. We have no choice but to stan. We are Mitt Romney. We are, what's the word for we're not Mitt Romney stans.
We're Romney reckoners.
We reckon
that he's reckoning with reckoning. And he's reckoning with Taylor.
Should I read the post then? All right, this is her
You
favorite.
want to do your best Girl Defined impression?
Oh, I wouldn't like to. Okay, this is the comment she liked the most. What's crazy, and people won't like me for saying this, is that if women actually did stay home and didn't fight so hard to dominate the workplace, thanks feminist movement, there would actually not only be more jobs for men, but then men in the workplace would actually get paid more, all caps, and therefore actually be able to support their family on one income. Imagine that. The energy behind this comment with the imagine that when you're just spewing complete, demonstrably false hypotheses that you have about the economy.
I love how it's and don't get me wrong, I'm the same way. It's imagine if the world were catered to me. Imagine if everything was built to give me and my lifestyle the upper hand. Wouldn't that be awesome?
You guys should imagine.
You're not imagining hard enough.
It's actually the feminists are the reason that our Claymation podcast isn't making any money yet. But then we're the feminists.
That's classic
It's a tough
feminism
one.
for you.
Yeah.
Confusing you and being the problem.
And we do make the podcast at home. That's so tough.
I have to leave my home like a traditional man.
Well, that's fine. At least it's you.
Yeah.
The feminist movement not only harmed women's perspective towards marriage and the family unit and embracing its importance and the importance of the home being the most fulfilling work.
A fact I'm just taking for granted. I'm accepting in my conclusion this premise, so don't try to argue the basis of that with me, because that's not the point.
But also took pay and positions away from me to support their families. Oh, I think that's a man saying that. That's why I was like, what do you mean me? Because I just assumed everyone who consumes Girl Defined would be a woman, but clearly I am wrong. So this guy's like, the reason I don't earn more money is because women are stealing my pay.
Stealing pay, the government is no longer incentivizing married couples.
Your granddad shouldn't have let himself get drafted so that all the women then prove themselves in the world of work.
No Christian actually believes the Bible, because if you actually read the Bible and were like, biblical marriage right here, the man is allowed to own you and rape you and sell you into slavery. And if he accidentally kills the slave while raping her, well, then he owns 10 shekels to the... And it's like, you don't
No, we have strayed so far from the light.
We have.
So far from God's word.
It is so sad
Which is
how
not
nowadays,
metaphorical, it is literal.
Women are allowed outside without any kind of headdress. They're allowed to just speak up in church willy-nilly.
It's so funny, just like a man, again, just positing an economical theory we have absolutely no evidence for. Insisting that for women, the most fulfilling work is being in the home. It's like, how the fuck would you know? We don't have research that backs up that. That's literally just a belief that you hold. We have nothing to back that up except for the fact that your little community teaches it.
Yep. The community that has heretofore been you are not allowed to experience anything outside the home. Squash your curiosity, squash your power. You have to stay here. And by the way, you have to be submissive and breedable at all times.
Well, that's, yeah. And we're back at Mitt Romney again. So soothing, so cleansing.
Did you know that Anne Romney is a convert?
This is just such a wholesome post. I don't know what it means, but it means something. I know.
I'm reckoning with Romney. I've read...
Because you're reading his book.
Yeah. And I'm a sucker for biographies. And honestly, I think the Mitt Romney story is a really just fascinating microcosm look into the political scape in America through this weird, very personal Mormon lens, and my reckoning with Romney over time from being a Mormon watching him run for president and being I don't like him, to now being I'm an ex-Mormon, he's a Mormon, and I'm I have a complex respect for him.
So back to the Travis Kelce costume. I'm slightly worried that maybe a PR team just told them to do this, but I'm either way, the fact that you said yes, I think says something about your joie de vivre, and it really feels like the Republican Party has completely lost any sense of joie de vivre recently. It's just murdered everything earnest and playful and silly in a way that isn't like mocking others.
And that's what happened to Little Mittens. He went to Washington D.C. Mr. Mitt goes to Washington.
Elder McMittens.
Mitzi goes to Washington and he finds out they're all bullies.
Oh, Mitt's version.
Yeah. I have screenshots. One of the things starts out, he's like, his real love was pranks. And I was like, so true, bestie. But sounds like his pranks were kind of obnoxious in college boy sort of way.
Oh yeah, like
Filling up someone's room with shaving cream or some shit like that. Like grabbing a gay kid and cutting all his hair off. And
there's a character in New Girl, I can't remember which one, who like does all these like pranks that are either like way too small, like just like move someone's thing, or goes like way too big. I think it's Winston. I'm not like the biggest New Girl stan, but it was a really funny episode. New Girl fans in the chat, engage.
I'm into, unlike New Girl, old is the opposite of a new girl an old girl.
Older girl.
Older girl. Ones that can peg Tony and younger men alike.
It's just so beautiful to see an example of a couple that did stay pure.
It's giving French aristocrat.
It's a big thing in like the Christian fundamentalist community, I've noticed, to have very intense, outdated makeup. Even though she has the filter and it doesn't, but it's all just like very, yeah, it's just not, it's just interesting how Christians are like behind the, not that you have to do your makeup any certain way, but like they're behind the times even on makeup trends. Because I just think it's just not really the vibe anymore.
Well,
to do
yeah.
such.
Christianity is always like riding
fine.
the wake of culture and acting like it's setting,
Yeah. Anyways.
What they condemn today will be mainstream Christian culture in 40 years,
So this is basically just a Christian influencer who does like lifestyle beauty and the Word of God.
That we're in right now, the Lord so clearly spoke to me this morning, and he said, Farron, what snakes and scorpions have you been trampling over? And so I had to go back again and read Luke 10:19, and it says, behold,
A perfectly normal way to start a video. As I was communing with the Lord this morning, he told me, what snakes and scorpions have you been
stomping.
I'm like, okay, yep, love a metaphor, girl. Let's keep going. What we got, what we learning.
Also, her energy is horrifying.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
I'm always terrified with people who can't differentiate their thoughts and God's and who are like, God spoke to me crystal clear. I'm like, oh, great. What else is God telling you to do with that extremely... that is like a violent metaphor in your brain. Like, what do I need to be stomping and squishing? And God told me today that I need to... I'm like, ugh, that is just like a scary energy.
There's obviously like all these like very interconnected reasons that otherwise intelligent adults can like be like this in their religious life.
Sure.
But it is also just constantly worth reminding ourselves that like it's just like a more juvenile way of thinking and looking at the world to think that because you think something, it is true for everyone, and to then feel the need to like really get other people, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In such an intense way that's so catastrophic. That's more developmentally appropriate when you're younger. Do you know what I mean? Or like,
yeah, when you're older, you should be doing like comedy claymation mental health podcasts or like
and
something.
getting shadow banned.
Yeah,
because you are speaking truth to power. This is just what happened to. I actually don't know what that means, so I shouldn't do that, right? I just like did a fit. But I'm like, just, it's probably like a black liberation symbol, and everyone's going to cancel me.
Well,
and I'll delete that.
That's why we got shadow banned.
Behold, I, Jesus Christ, has given you power to tread on snakes and scorpions and over all power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And so when
nothing, you will never experience an unpleasant sensory feeling at any point in your life, saith the Lord. If I'm uncomfortable, it's because you are bringing demons and snakes and goblins and ghouls into my life, all right?
It's honestly, like, I'd rather not ever see a snake, to be honest, in real life, but it's kind of sad how certain animals just get completely demonized.
I guess it does make sense for us to have like an evolutionary disposition to like a lot of animals were like, oh, you could kill me.
But like, for example, the way that religion has done that with wolves. Wolves are these like really beautiful, intelligent creatures, and a lot of like policies and like legislators have like absolutely no sympathy because they're like Christian, and that's a whole other thing.
And are they better than cows who are allowed to graze on all of our nation's land? Because I think that's why they kill a lot of the wolves, right? It's because they
kill a lot of cows
population.
too.
Yeah.
But it's because the cattle are. It's just all. It's all a bunch of like fucked up views towards animals.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Snakes and scorpions and over all power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And so when we are...
It's not a very healthy message to say, like, if you're just good enough, nothing will by any means hurt you. I mean, maybe you could say on some kind of like higher spiritual plane because kind of you have that healthy level of Buddhist detachment maybe, but I get that that's not really what she's saying. It is like promoting this fantasy land, and believing that is just going to keep you trapped in a vicious cycle. And it's like one little Google search, one little like accredited psychologist can tell you like it's not possible to avoid like pain and suffering in human life, and having that as an expectation is going to cause way more suffering. So you should really treat that like the snake or scorpion that you need to.
Yeah, versus just like acceptance.
Yeah.
Going throughout our day to bring heaven to earth, we have to be attentive with our ears.
I'm not getting a heavenly vibe from this energy. We all vibe with different aesthetics. I totally get that. And when I say aesthetics, I don't just mean like, look, you know,
Sure.
Yeah. But to be honest, you seem stressed.
I was just thinking about how what you were saying about like every time, because it's like you will not have pain, you know. I don't know that she would say that exactly,
Yeah,
but like
that's pretty
you're
much
not
what
going to get
she
hurt.
said.
And then it's like, and then if you do, you have the mini faith crisis of like, oh, what did I do? Is it because I'm not being good enough? So then it complicates it even more.
You can always find something.
And then
that
you're
not
like,
doing good
but
at.
maybe in heaven I won't be fundamentally hurt. But again, you just like don't have to do that every time. And this
Sure.
energy, it's just reminding me how much so much of Christianity is just like the emotional process of like storytelling that people are like, and rather than, you know, going to like a movie or listening to a story or watching a play or going to a concert and being like, wow, that was beautiful. It's like, wow, that was beautiful. And everything I saw in the movie is absolutely true. And and it also is like playing off the cortisol thing. Like the stress seems to be kind of her, like this, like, oh, there's like an anxiety. And yeah, I need to be like anxiously engaged in a good cause. And the devil's coming after me. And I gotta get my...
It seems like a way that it would be useful for the human race to evolve more is for everyone to develop an understanding of metaphor, like really solidly. That's kind of a big one.
What are you hearing that is around you that should not be on this earth because it would not be in heaven? It is our duty. It is a mandate. It is authority. What good is authority if we are not using it?
It's kind of hard to follow, isn't it? It's all very like intense and jumping from thing to thing. So what was it? She's saying, what are you hearing around you?
Gotta be attentive with your ears.
Yeah.
I was.
Because Taylor Swift's a witch and she's giving people amnesia at her concerts. We discussed that in a recent video linked in the description box.
By the way, watching that in the theater and seeing that part, I was like,
It's like,
this
grow
is
up,
the
Paul.
part where
This
he
is
thought,
camp.
I was like, that is so silly. That's like seeing trick-or-treaters and being like, there are literal demons on my street.
Yeah.
Have got to daily use our authority. So when you go to the grocery store and you see somebody hurt or in pain, a physical ailment, how easy. Jesus said, I've given you all power and authority. That means power and authority to grasp this. We have...
Wait, what? When you see someone hurting her, what's she saying? You can just like heal someone at the grocery store?
You too have the authority to tell them that if they were righteous, they wouldn't be hurting.
No, surely not. What is she saying?
I don't know, but again, anyone who is like manically asserting that the thoughts that are popping into their head are authoritatively God and that you need, and screaming at you that you need to, that she needs to exercise her authority is just more red flags than a communist party. And I've been to a few communist parties. I've thrown a few.
And I just think we should all mind our own business at the grocery store. Like, I don't want to be perceived. I'm like, do your little Christian thing in your own head. Don't put it onto me. I'm not looking to invite that kind of energy into my grocery store experience. Okay, let's try and figure out what she's saying you can do. So when you see a person in pain at the grocery store, you have power to do
See
what?
something, do something.
Yes.
all power.
What does that mean?
This is like if,
this is really manic. This is so manic.
This is like if the Miss Southern, what was it, South Carolina turned into a Christian vlogger.
So true.
It's like, the problem with U.S. Americans is we're not listening to God who gives us our authority. And if we don't have authority, then who are we, minstrels in this world, just wandering to and fro in the lone and dreary world? No, I say unto you, sir, nay. I believe that we ought to, have the responsibility, the obligation, and the authority to demand others what we cannot expect from ourselves other than what Jesus demands and has offered us when he crucified for us the blood of all mankind on his shoulders. It sounds like an AI-generated insanity rant.
God, AI is not coming for you anytime soon.
I think AI won't be able to produce the kind of chaos I want to do. It's too good now. And now the people who are just like real chaotic and unfollowable.
A computer could never generate randomness like in your brain. At first, I just assumed, I'm just kind of like out of the loop with the Christian metaphors. So I'm just like, struggling to keep up a bit because I'm a bit thick or whatever. But now I'm realizing like, I actually know, I think she's potentially, and I don't say this as an insult, having a manic episode because the way she's jumping from thought to thought. Okay, I still want to try and figure out the grocery store thing.
That means power and authority to grasp this. We
grasp
have
this,
all
right?
power. Especially, you have to understand what the word of God says. This says that in Luke 10:19, this is the domain of spiritual authority. It is over spirit beings and not over humans. When you are experiencing sickness, disease, depression, anxiety, that is a spirit.
She's like, not oppression. God doesn't cover that. Just depression.
So is everything a spirit?
I need to keep-
Is every emotion a spirit?
I need to find out what she's saying you can do at the grocery store.
Anxiety, that is a spirit, and you have all power and authority over it. So when you go out and about your day and people are telling you things, you have the ability and the authority. Time that we're in right now.
To
What?
To what?
The Lord's so
Is there more to that? That's her? That's the original one? She's like, this one is just vibes. You don't need a takeaway. I'm just gonna go.
She's
and
like,
you're here
I'm
for
just
that or
gonna
you're
free
not.
associate stream of consciousness style. It's like speaking in tongues, but like lifestyle fashion influencer edition.
Yeah, just turn up, like let your brain numb out for a second, hear like a familiar and scary word
It's
salad.
hypnosis. Stephen Hassan said, I said to Stephen Hassan, the world-renowned cult expert who I got to interview for Women's Stories, I was like, if there's one thing you think I should like listen to or like learn more about, what do you think it is? And he was like, hypnosis. There is so much more hypnosis happening than you realize in these high control groups, obviously religions, but
Interesting.
and I'm like, what was that if not that?
Is that why our screen keeps blinking at certain intervals saying like, subscribe, and support on Patreon?
This is part
More.
2.
Oh, thank
the
God.
ability and the authority to speak and command it to change. And so I just want to remind you to that today. Ask the Lord to give you the revelation what you have authority over, and then go forth.
I have the authority. Should I tell her that she's got an anxious spirit? Should I cast that out of her? I do have the
know.
authority. I have grasped this.
Very grandiose to think that it's your job to
See someone in the supermarket.
It's literally magic. You're like, if I see someone that's like crying at the supermarket, I can just wave a wand in my mind through Christ the Lord, whose blood was shed for me, and then that person won't be sad anymore.
This is why people think Christians are annoying, because you're just like a person crying at a grocery. If you're crying at a grocery store, you are not having a good day, because the grocery store is for kind of like being in your own dissociative bubble while you like try to remember what stuff you have at home and what stuff you need to get more. Like you don't have time.
It's for buying 39 fun drinks and maybe 1.5 meals for the week.
Exactly.
And just getting the fuck out there.
If someone is crying in the grocery store and your response is, it's like either let that person be or be like, hey, what's going on? But to walk up and just be like, wah, out of you.
I was being
The
generous.
spirit.
I thought maybe it's just all going on in her head, but you just like see her staring at you, like casting out demons, grasping it, if you will. Anyway, let's finish this.
Go forth and use your authority to bring heaven to earth wherever you are throughout your day. Have the ability and the authority.
Still don't think it was super clear. I'm like, what's the method? Did she done a video on the method? Like, how would one go about that? It's just kind of a general, like, grasp it.
Grasp it.
Where's the spell book, girl boss? Sell it to me.
Satan,
Seriously,
scorpion,
give me the
snake.
free ebook, because I'll download it. I want to know.
I wonder what, like, if you took all her stuff and got her word cloud, I wonder what stuff's popping out there. It seemed like authority was pretty big.
Someone commented saying, I found your page on a Reddit snark account, but your conviction really spoke to me. Jesus gives us authority over demons. Amen. Amen. Can't argue with that.
Wow, Christians
Conviction
and
never
religious
speaks to
people
me.
generally, and maybe it's just a people problem because we're all storytellers, human beings, and it's like our one unique quality in the animal world. But again, so many people mistake like performance with truth, and being able to like be emotionally cued. That's just showbiz, baby. And that's what like Tim Ballard is showing. It's like, oh, anybody can make you feel the spirit. Mm-hmm. How many times did you hear in church like, oh, it's weird that I felt the spirit in that movie, but I realized it's because God will just give you a little okay for everything that's good.
We know from psychological research that the more intelligent people are, the less intelligent they feel they are, because to be intelligent means to be able to realize what you don't know. It is a sign of being less intelligent that you don't grasp, if you will, what you don't know, because we don't know what we don't know. A person commenting saying like, your conviction is what sold me. I'm like, babe, this is 101. Come on. We got to stop believing that people who are confident.
Confidence artistry.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's called that. What
That's
did we
in the
learn
video.
today,
What did we
Samantha?
Oh, we learned that we gotta drive people to our claymation podcast with conviction.
You have the authority, nay, the responsibility to go to the Claymation podcast, to drag it from the depths of obscurity and hell, where it is currently lodged, dormant, and waiting to grow and expand like a seed, to offer fragrant incense to all passersby on the journey of life, for we are all just walking each other home to that cold and final destination from whence no traveler ever returned. Both a Lehigh and a Shakespeare reference. Actually, I don't know if that one's true or not. But.
Text us back when you get your AIDS results, Hans, and support us on Patreon.
All the people who have ever had sex out there, all the whoremonger slut hoe bags who are just cum dumpsters for Satan as far as I'm concerned. All you filth-ridden pieces of shit out there who have had sex. What were you going to say to them?
Something to think about. Yeah.
Make up for it by subscribing on Patreon.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. Please like, please leave a comment. Please watch our Claymation podcast. Please go to Patreon. We're reading 80s woman fiction. Well, we love you so much, and we're glad you could join us.
And if you're one of those cool Christians who are like, not all Christians, sign up in the comment too. We love to hear from you.
Yeah, pop off.
Bye.